Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about the pinhole camera, how to make pinhole camera, and what will be the image in pinhole camera, etc. are learned by us. So, using pinhole camera, we can get the inverted images of outer objects, which are in bright sunshine. If the outer objects are not in bright sunshine, then there is a very less possibility of getting the image using pinhole camera. So pinhole camera works only for those objects that are in bright sunshine. Okay. Like how we get the inverted images using pinhole camera, the sun also can be imaged using a little different setup instead of using the normal pinhole camera. That means we can get the image of sun also, but we cannot get the image of sun using your normal pinhole camera. It needs a little different setup. To view the sun, a large sheet of cardboard with a small pinhole in the middle can be used. A large sheet of cardboard you have to take. In that cardboard, exactly in the center, in the middle, a pinhole has to be made. Then, using which you can get the image of the sun. In order to view the image of the sun, the large sheet with a pinhole in the middle has to be kept up in the sun. Up in the sun means you need to keep that large sheet of cardboard facing the sun from your upside. Right? Then the observer must let its shadow to fall on a clear area. So, the observer has to keep the large sheet up in the sun and observer must ensure that the shadow of this large sheet with pinhole has to fall on a clear area. Then the image of the sun will be formed as a small circular bright image in the middle of the shadow of the cardboard sheet. So here, this is the cardboard sheet with a pinhole in the middle. So in the sun means when the sunlight is there, in the sun, under the sun, no clouds should be there, nothing should be there, it should be clear. In that sun, you have to keep this cardboard sheet with pinhole in the upper. Then its shadow is falling on a clear area. As the sun rays are falling and coming out through this pinhole, this cardboard sheet shadow has been formed, but in this shadow, in the center, the sun's image, bright image, will be formed. right? This is the shadow, this is the complete shadow, and this is the image of the sun. So using such cardboard sheet with a pinhole in the middle, solar eclipses can be seen. And when you watch the solar eclipse using this cardboard sheet with the pinhole in the middle, the image of the sun will gradually become darker as the eclipse proceeds or starts. Okay. And you might have heard that we should not see the sun with our naked eye, and we must use cardboard pinhole camera or some other device to view the sun. But why? Why should we not see the sun with our naked eye? And why should we use the cardboard pinhole camera or some other device to view the sun? We should never ever look at the sun directly with naked. Naked means uncovered, without using some aid. That is called naked. We should never ever look at the sun directly with naked eyes, because viewing the sun directly with naked eyes could be extremely harmful. Extremely means highly, very highly harmful to the eyes. So we should use some device like cardboard pinhole camera or some other thing to view the sun instead of viewing it directly. So cardboard pinhole camera is made by us to view the sun. But in nature there are many natural pinhole cameras that show us the images of the sun, like trees covered with large number of leaves. The small patches of light, what are they? The small patches of light under the tree are nothing but circular pinhole images of the sun. The gaps between the leaves, they act as pinholes. In the formation of the pinhole images of the sun. The formation of shadows and pinhole images are possible only if the light moves in a straight path. So far we have learnt what is shadow formation, what is pinhole image formation. Whatever it may be, whether it is a shadow or whether it is a pinhole image, the formation of a shadow and the formation of a pinhole image, it is only possible if the light moves in a straight line, a straight path. Light always moves along a straight line. Because of this, we can see a lit candle through only a straight pipe, but not through any bent pipe. If someone asks you, why can't you see a candle through a bent pipe? Because light always moves along a straight line. So we can see a lit candle through only a straight pipe, but not through any bent pipe. As light always travels along a straight line, when opaque objects obstruct the light, shadow is formed. We have just learnt that shadow formation and pinhole image formation is possible only if the light travels in a straight line. And we have learned that light always travels in a straight line. As light always travels along a straight line, when opaque objects obstruct the light, a shadow is formed. What is opaque object which you have learned? The object which does not allow the light to pass through it at all. And so we cannot see through opaque objects at all. That's what we have learned in the previous class. Now, coming to the mirror. Reflections of any subject or object only are seen in the mirror. What are we going to see in the mirror? We see our image, true image. The true image which we see in the mirror is nothing but reflection of the subject or object. So what we see in the mirror is the reflection of the subject or object which is placed in front of the mirror. So what we see is nothing but the reflection of a subject or object that is placed in front of the mirror. The water of a pond or lake acts like a mirror. So we can see reflections of trees, buildings, and other objects in the water of a pond or a lake, because the water of a pond or lake acts like mirror. A mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it. So only reflection is possible. And we have learned what is reflection also. Changing the direction of light that is entering from one medium into another medium. Where the change in the direction of light is taking place? At a place where the light is touching the other medium. So here mirror also changing the direction of light. That's why reflection is possible. How reflection is possible? Because mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it. So only reflections of reflections of subjects or objects are possible in the mirror. Next, the keywords of this chapter. The chapter is already completed now. Let us see the keywords. Luminous. It is the property of emitting out light on their own by the subject or object. Objects that give out or emit light of their own are called luminous objects. Example, sun, candle, torch, bulb, etc. We have learned that we can see the reflections of subjects or objects in the mirror. What is mirror definition? We all know mirror, mirror, mirror. But what is mirror definition? An object with polished surface that forms true image of an object by reflection, which is placed in front of it, is known as a mirror. Opaque. Next word. property of not allowing any amount of light at all through a subject or object is known as opaque. Pinhole camera. A simple camera without any lens but with a pinhole on its one side and a translucent screen on its other side that captures an inverted image of the outer objects that are in bright sunshine. A simple camera without any lens but with a pinhole on its one side and a translucent screen on its other side that captures an inverted image of outer objects in bright sunshine. Next, reflection. The property of change in the direction of wavefront of light. Change in the direction of wavefront of light at adjoining place between two different media is known as reflection. So whatever the light that is falling, its front portion is known as wavefront. Okay, because the light, it has got both wave nature and ray nature. So front side wave, that is wave front of the light, it will get changed in its direction from where at adjoining place between two different media. This change in the direction of wave front of light at adjoining place between two different media is known as reflection. Shadow. What is shadow? A dark shape of an opaque subject or object which is formed again on an opaque surface when the opaque subject or object is placed between the rays of light and the surface or the screen. So simply to speak, a dark shape of an opaque subject or object when it comes between the screen and the rays of light. Okay, what it is? A dark shape of an opaque subject or object when it comes between the rays of light and the screen is known as shadow. Translucent. What we have learned about opaque? A property of not allowing any amount of light, that is opaque. And translucent, the property of allowing light partially through a subject or object is known as translucent. Transparent, the property of allowing the light completely through a subject or object is known as transparent. Next exercises. First one, they have given you rearrange the boxes given below to make a sentence that helps us understand opaque objects. Opaque objects make shadows. That's it. When you rearrange the boxes given below, you will get the sentence opaque objects make shadows. Next, second one. Classify the subjects or materials given below as opaque, transparent or translucent, and luminous and non-luminous. It's a bit type of examples for all these different things. I already have written here about opaque, transparent, translucent, luminous and non-luminous, everything. Examples, right? Opaque, a piece of rock, sheet of aluminum, a mirror, a wooden board, a sheet of polythene, a CD, an umbrella, a wall, a sheet of carbon paper, a sheet of cardboard, etc. Even if I miss something, you can write on your own. It's not a big deal. Very easy question. Transparent, air, a sheet of plain glass. Okay, because through air you can watch anything. Through a sheet of plain glass also you can watch anything. Translucent, water, smoke, fog, a piece of red hot iron. Not all the time, but if closely something is taken, okay, a translucency can be observed through red hot iron. A sheet of cellophane, a wire mesh, all these things are translucent. Luminous. Luminous means that emit light on their own, of their own. A piece of red hot iron, lighted fluorescent tube, the flame of a gas burner, lighted torch, kerosene stove, sun, firefly, all these things. Maybe kerosene stove, it did not mention whether it is on or not. From outside it can be opaque only. I'm sorry, we can erase it off. Okay. Next question. Can you think of creating a shape that would give a circular shadow if held in one way and a rectangular shadow if held in another way? It's not a very tough here, it's very easy. A cylindrical shape. It would give you a circular shadow if that cylinder is kept in one way, and it would give a rectangular shadow if the cylinder is kept in another way. Next, fourth question. In a completely dark room, if you hold up a mirror in front of you, will you see a reflection of yourself in the mirror? No. Because if there is no light, then there is no possibility of reflection. Without light, no reflection. Okay. So with this chapter is completely completed. Okay. In the next class, we will start the next chapter, 12th chapter. Thank you.